Good morning. Hello and welcome to Yoga with Maria. Hope you're all well. Just to check that you've got a nice clear space wherever you're practicing this morning. And also just to be really mindful if you've got any injuries. So just to, listen to your body. Don't push yourself. Always take a little step back if you need to. And as always, you can always contact me at the end of the session and we can discuss any injuries or any other moves that you're not sure about. We can, look at alternatives that you can start to practice in order to get that injury better. But let's find ourselves in a nice, comfortable seated position and close your eyes. So let's just spend a few moments just for ourselves. So we're going to bring our focus into breathing in and out through our nose. So inhaling through the nose and out through the nose. Lengthen the spine, lengthen the neck. Allow the shoulders to drop. Allow the jaw to be relaxed. And just take your awareness into the tips of your toes, the soles of your feet, your heels. And as we clock through the body, just give a little bit of extra attention onto anything that feels a little bit achy this morning. And taking that breath and awareness into the ankles, into the calves, the legs, the knees. And trace that awareness into the tops of the legs. Into your glutes, your bum muscles, your hips. Bring that breath right down into your lower back, into your belly, the middle of your back, round into your chest, shoulders, and trace that breath and awareness down your arms into your elbows, your forearms, wrists, hands, fingers and thumbs. And trace that awareness back of your arms into your throat, your neck, and the back of your head, around into your forehead, your eyes, nose, mouth, your lips, tongue, chin, your jaw. Trace that breath and awareness into your temples, into the top of your head and out. And just keeping your eyes closed, let's inhale, take our arms up towards the ceiling, bring the palms together. Exhale, bring them down towards your heart center. And again, inhaling the arms up, bringing the palms together. Exhale, bring them down towards your heart center. And one more time, inhaling, bringing the palms together and allow them to rest at your heart center. And we'll begin our class on an Om. You can join in with the mantra or just listen, inhaling through the nose. Om. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Namaste. Enjoy your practice this morning. Let's bring one hand onto our chest and one hand onto our lower belly. I'm just going to take a little look at subtle breathing, so kind of reducing our breath intake. So you can close your eyes for this, or you can keep them open. Allow that spine to be nice and long and the neck nice and long, the shoulders relaxed. And just keep that breath flowing in and out through your nose in your own rhythm. And just see if you can feel your belly rising and falling with each in and out breath. So as you inhale, feeling the belly just slightly expand. And as you exhale, just feel it going in towards your spine. Nice and gentle. Just put a tiny bit of pressure on your chest and on your belly, keeping the shoulders down. And just see if you can make your breath continuing that breath. How subtle can you make it? And just as you're continuing that breath, see if you can allow a suspension of the breath after each inhalation and exhalation. So as you inhale, you just allow a moment before you exhale. After you've exhaled, just allow a moment before you inhale. So allowing a little mini pause or a suspension with that breath. Keeping the neck nice and long, the spine long. Great. And just continue your breathing. I'm just going to put some more batteries in my pack. Thank you to my technician. So just keeping that breathing going. It's quite funny because we just said before the session, oh, I wonder what would happen if the batteries went midway. And there you go. Hopefully you can still hear me. There we go. I think you've got me back, and so well done on the breathing. Just like, as we go through our session this morning for the next 50 minutes, just see if you can be aware of that subtle breathing and that gap between the inhalation and the exhalation. As we're doing different moves and poses this morning, just see if you can bring that subtle breathing into your practice. So if you find yourself breathing quite heavy, which is fine, just see if for a moment you can just make that breath a little lighter, a little more subtle. But let's bring some movement into our body. So lie yourself down on your back and let's just get into our legs a little bit. So just allowing that spine to be nice and long in the neck, and just bringing knee in towards the chest, and then let the hip open to the side, and then lengthen the leg. So you're just doing some hip rotations, you're bringing the knee into the chest, opening it out to the side, and then lengthening. So you're activating that left leg, or the one that's straight, to kind of engage that glute, your bum muscle. And just keep that rotation going with that right hip. You might find it's a little bit clicky. You might not. And then once you've done a few on one side, just switch over for the other leg. So you're bringing that left knee in towards the chest, opening it out to the side, and then lengthening. And following that movement with the breath. And then if you want, you can bring both knees into the chest and then open them out and lengthen. You kind of, as if you're swimming in a beautiful pool or the sea. So you're bringing both knees in, opening out and lengthening. Use the palms of the hands on the floor to help support that. Try not to hold your breath as you're doing this, but really keep that breath flowing in and out through the nose. And then start to free the movement up a little bit. So maybe you want to go back to single legs. Maybe you want to kind of allow those legs to come up straight. So you're kicking one leg up and then the other. I'm just going to call this leg freestyle. So kind of maybe have a little cycle. Imagine that you're a synchronized swimmer or something. Just have a little bit of fun, kind of play around with the space that you've got with those legs. So you're really starting to activate the core muscle, but allowing those legs a little bit of freedom to kind of see what kind of stretch they need to get working this morning. Nice. And then just bringing the legs to a stillness. We're just going to do the similar thing with the arms. But then just taking the arms above your head, just start by giving yourself a really big stretch. As if you're just woken up. So you're really stretching your whole body from the tips of your toes to the tips of your fingers. And then from here, just allow your whole body and your arms to kind of roll over to one side. Maybe you want to just take the arms up and down again. And you can start to involve the legs again. Maybe you want to lift your hips off the floor for a moment. You're keeping the movement really soft. Maybe you want to lift the hips up, take the knees over to one side. Just allow a few twists. Maybe you want to swing the arms along the floor. You're just kind of stretching your body out in different directions, moving the limbs. This kind of nice free flow movement. And then if you want to start taking that movement into little rock and rolls up and down your spine, you start to give that spine a nice massage. Just rocking and rolling up and down. And you can keep that movement, again, just with the limbs. If you're doing rock and rolls, maybe you want to propel yourself forward a little bit so you can sit into your squat. Try without any hands, so you're really firing up those. Yeah, nice. And if you really want to go for it, you can maybe come up to a standing and then back down. If you need to use your hands, use your hands. And if you're not doing rock and rolls, you're just enjoying that movement of the torso and of the legs. Just have a bit of fun. Great. And then just whatever you're doing, bringing yourself around into a nice tabletop position. And just allowing that breath to come back. Spreading the fingers, just make sure the hands are underneath the shoulders, the knees are underneath the hips. pressing the tops of the feet into the mat. You're going to inhale, take the gaze towards the ceiling. And then exhale, tuck that chin in towards the chest. A few little cat-cows. You're just doing this in your own time, in your own rhythm. And then you can again free that movement up. It's all about the freestyle this morning. You can go into your crazy cat. Friday morning, disco cat. So just take that weight over your wrists. You start to warm the wrists up. Sit back on your heels. Swim through the arms. Just again, you can just give that whole little body a little dance. Try and keep that breath flowing in and out through the nose. So just being mindful if you've switched to mouth breathing. Just see if you can bring that breath back to the nose. Nice. And then just bringing that to a stillness. Spreading those fingers. We're just going to lift the knees off the floor. So you're pressing the tops of the feet into the floor. Just lifting those knees. Squeeze the glutes, your bum muscles. Squeeze your pelvic floor. Keep breathing. And then release. And then let's go again. So again, you're lifting the knees up. You're pressing the tops of the feet into the floor. Squeezing the glutes. Nice. And then release. Let's just take a little balance. So taking the right arm out and then the left leg. Just a nice opposition. Imagining you're being pulled from the fingertips and the toes. Draw that belly in towards the spine. Lengthen the neck. Nice. And then release and change over to the other side. Lengthening the left arm and the right leg. Beautiful. Yes. Squeeze that belly in towards the spine. Keep breathing. And release. Tuck in the toes. Hang nice and heavy in your ragdoll. Just make sure your feet are hip width distance apart. Knees nice and bent. Let that head be nice and floppy. Give yourself a little nod. Give it a little shake. Maybe you want to take your elbows or want to reach round and grab your shoulder blades. Or maybe you want to do a few little twists from side to side. But just keep nodding that head, just making sure you've not got any tension in the neck. And then just slowly bring yourself up to standing. Through the spine, allow the head to be the last thing that comes on top. Beautiful. And then just make your way to the front of your mat, or just make sure you've got enough space behind you for sun salutations. And just paddle through those feet. So just give them a good old little massage. So maybe you want to just walk over there on your tiptoes. Maybe you want to rock back and forth on your heels and your toes. You're kind of really working those toes. You're spreading them into the floor. Maybe you want to just take that weight a little bit onto the sides of the feet just for a moment. And then whenever you're ready, just bringing yourself into your mountain pose. So just making sure that your toes are touching and your heels are slightly apart. If that feels really weird, you can always do hip width distance apart with your feet. Either way, you're spreading those toes. You're engaging the glutes. Little micro bend in the knees if you need to. Hips open, shoulders back. Neck nice and long. Super strong in your mountain pose. You can always come back here at any point if you need to. Let's inhale, take the arms up towards the ceiling. Or the sky if you're outside. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant the hands and step back into your plank to start with. So bring those knees down straight away if you need to. Either way, let's take that weight forward. Nice correction. Spreading those fingers, squeeze those glutes. Nice, lengthening in the spine. Take that belly towards the spine. Breathing in and out through the nose. Great. If you need to take those knees down, you can. Otherwise, let's keep going. Take the chest towards the floor, chin towards the floor. Inhale, up dog. Let's just hold that up dog just for a few breaths. So maybe you've got your hips and all of your legs on the floor. That's fine. Either way, you're keeping these elbows tucked in so they're not flaying out. Or you're lifting up into the back of the feet. Tucking the toes, exhale, down dog. Spreading those toes, just checking that your feet are hip width distance apart. Looking at your hands, just see if your knuckles are creeping up away from the floor. See if you can press them into the floor, into your mat. Spreading those fingers. Now taking your gaze towards your belly button. Squeezing the glutes. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Nice. And bringing your gaze towards your hands. Let's step our feet towards your hands. Do a halfway lift. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, bringing the arms all the way up. And then exhale, release. Again, toes touching, heels slightly apart, shoulders back. Let's go for another one. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale, swan dive, nose to knee. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, planting the hands. Now you can step or do a little jump back into your plank. Again, bring that weight forward over the wrists. Engage those glutes. Bring that bum down. Knees down if you need to. Chest towards the floor, chin towards the floor. Inhale, up dog. Opening that chest. Exhale, down dog. Again, maybe you want to paddle, walk through those feet. Move them as you need to, making sure they're hip width distance apart. Again, making your own corrections as you go. So looking at your hands, make sure they've not gone too wide. Underneath your shoulders. Pressing those heels back towards the floor. Great. Squeeze those glutes. Inhale, take your gaze towards your hands. Step or do a little jump towards your hands. Halfway lift. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, coming all the way up. And then exhale, release, shoulders back. Let's go straight in for another one. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale, swan dive, nose to knee. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step or jump back into your chaturanga, your plank. Weight slightly forward. Squeeze those glutes. Knees down if you need to. Chest down, chin down. Inhale, up dog. Beautiful. Exhale, down dog. Again, reposition your feet. Don't feel they have to be glued to a place that doesn't look or feel right. Just making sure that they're hip width distance. Spreading those heels. Spreading the toes rather. And pressing the heels in towards the floor. Spreading the fingers. Seeing if you can make that breath nice and light, nice and easy. Taking the gaze towards the hands, inhaling, stepping or jumping your feet towards your hands, halfway lift. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, release. Let's just keep with our mountain pose, toes touching, heels slightly apart, shoulders back. Lengthening that neck. Squeeze those glutes, belly in towards the spine. We're going to go for a sun salutation B with some warrior poses. So inhaling, exhale, bend. Inhale, chair. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, planting the hands, stepping or jumping back into your plank. Knees down if you need, chest down, chin down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Let's take the right foot forward. So stepping through with that right foot, making sure that right knee is at a nice 90-degree bend. Checking back at your left foot that it's pressing into the mat. Bringing these hips nice and square with that right knee. Shoulders down. Arms up. Lengthening. Really nice. Opening into your warrior two. So you're opening these hips now to the lengthways of your mat. You're taking the gaze towards the right fingertips, keeping this knee nice, 90-degree bend. Let's reverse the warrior. So now you're taking your gaze towards your right forearm. And you can have this hand, the left hand down the side of your leg, or you can bring it behind your back for a bind. And then cartwheeling the arms round and down onto the mat. And then taking the knees down if you need, chest down, chin down, inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Let's step through with that left leg. Again, let's just get that warrior one pose sorted. So you've got this nice, the hips are squaring off towards that bent knee. Nice 90-degree bend. Again, check this foot, it's not peeling up. You're pressing it in, so you're really firing up through that leg. Great, keep the shoulders nice and relaxed. And then you can lengthen the arms up. Squeezing those glutes. Gorgeous, really nice. Lengthening the arms. Open into your warrior two. You're opening these hips now to the lengthways of your mat. Keeping this knee nice 90-degree bend. Gaze towards the left fingertips. And then let's reverse the warrior. And again, you can keep this arm by the side of your leg to support, or you can bring it around for that bind. And then cartwheeling the arms round and down. Stepping back into your plank, knees down if you need to, chest towards the floor, chin towards the floor. Inhale, up dog. Tuck in the toes, exhale, down dog. Pressing the heels back towards the floor, spreading the fingers. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Inhaling, taking your gaze towards your hands, step or jump your feet towards your hands, halfway lift. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale for your chair pose. So you're bringing those knees together, feet, your toes touching, squeeze those glutes, lengthen the arms, nice. I'm going to bring the palms together. Bring the left elbow over to that right leg for a twisted chair. So you're going to bring your palms together towards the chest. If you feel that knee popping out, the left knee, see if you can tuck it back in line with the right one. Take the gaze towards the ceiling. And breathe. Lengthen those arms back out into your chair. Squeeze the glutes. Take it on the other side, so bring the palms together, and then bring that right elbow over to the left side. So use your left hand as well to help bring that posture all the way around. Palms together, gaze towards the ceiling. And again, if you feel that right knee popping forward, see if you can tuck it back in line. And see if you can keep that breath flowing in and out through the nose. Releasing, lengthening those arms back out in front for your chair, shoulders down, squeezing those glutes, and then coming all the way up. Nice, well done. Let's bring ourselves with our toes touching and our heels slightly apart. Hopefully you're nice and warm. We're just going to do a nice little palm tree. palm tree balance. So we're just gonna lift our heels up off the floor so you're on your tiptoes. Tendency is the heels will want to splay out. Bring your heels together so they're touching. Nice. Squeeze those glutes. So you're really lengthening in those legs. And you bring the palms towards the heart center. And take the arms up and open, keeping those heels together, but they're lifted up off the floor. Beautiful. And if you want, you can see if you can close your eyes for a moment or take your gaze towards the ceiling. The minute you feel those heels coming apart, see if you can bring them back together. Squeeze the glutes. Relax the shoulders. Great. And then just releasing the arms, bringing the heels back down. And just have a little paddle through those feet. Maybe you want to bring the weight slightly forward on the top of the feet, just to stretch out the top of the foot. Great. Let's go for a nice extended side angle. So I'll mirror you. So let's do right leg forward, nice 90-degree bend in that right knee. Warrior two pose. So the hips are nice and open. This left foot is again pressing into the mat. Just checking that your bum isn't sticking out behind you. It's underneath your torso. So kind of put your hands on your body. Just kind of feel where those hips are. Great. Lengthen the arms, taking the gaze towards the right fingertips. And imagine someone's pulling your fingertips. So you're reaching towards that right side. Reach, and lengthen. And then extend over. So your choices, you can keep your arm here on your leg. Or you can bring it down the side. Make that leg work a bit harder. Or if you want, you can bring yourself into a bind by bringing one arm underneath and one arm over the top. Great. Get that gaze towards the ceiling, whichever position you're in, or towards your forearm. If you're in this bind, if you want to straighten that leg for a moment, you can. See what that feels like. If you're in the bind, just extending back out into your side angle. And then let's all together cartwheel the arms over and round to the other side. So nice and deep bend in that left leg, that left knee. So just kind of a good way to see that your knee's not going off to one side is just if you can see your big toe from the inside of your leg, then it means that your knees should be nice and straight. And then bringing again these right toes pigeoning in, hips round, tuck that bum underneath your torso, arms nice and long, shoulders down, gaze towards the left fingertips. And then reach towards that left side as if someone's pulling your finger, reach, and then extend over. Find that nice gap between the shoulder and the ear. So again, you can keep your forearm on your leg, or bring it down the side, work a bit harder, deepen that stretch. Or if you want, you can do the bind by bringing the arm underneath and over the top. And again, if you want to straighten up that leg, if you're in the bind, you can. If you're in the bind, releasing that bind and coming into that side stretch for a moment. And then cartwheeling the arms around. Great. Let's take the twist with that. Feeling all in twists this morning. So again, I'll mirror you. In fact, no, I won't. I'll do it with you. So bringing your right leg up and then your left leg kind of tracing along the lengthways of your mat. So just check that your ankle's not going a bit skew-whiff, that the top of the foot is nice and flat. Again, bringing these hips underneath the torso, left arm coming up and over that right leg. So really use both these hands to kind of help get that elbow right over. Beautiful. Bring the palms together, bring them in towards the chest. take the gaze towards the ceiling. Keep that breath flowing in and out through the nose. You can stay in this twist, or you can tuck that left toe and lengthen into a low lunge. See if you can bring those shoulders away from the ear. Really nice, well done. Keep breathing. Whichever pose you're in, let's fire up in that right leg and bring ourselves up and over. Woohoo! Yeah, to the other side. So this time then left knee up, right leg. Again, it's always good to just keep checking your posture, make your corrections. Checking that leg is nice and long, nice and straight ankle, it's not twisting. Hands on the hips, again, just to see that they're nice and square. Bringing that right arm up and over. So again, using that left hand to help really bring it as far over as you can. Palms together. Bring the palms towards the chest. Gaze towards the ceiling. You can stay here enjoying that twist. You can tuck the toes of the right foot and extend and lengthen into a low lunge. Again, see if you can find that gap between your shoulders and your ears. Really nice. Keep breathing. And then whichever position you're in, again, firing up in that left leg, using the arms to help bring you up and over. Great. So we're just going to do a nice, it's not very nice, I don't like this one, but we're going to do it anyway. We're going to do leg extension balance. So you're just going to bring your knee in. So kind of nice and long, I'll mirror you. So nice and long in the left leg, and you're bringing that right knee right up. Kind of tucking it into your chest. Now, if that's really uncomfortable, just interlace your fingers and allow it to relax a little bit. You're keeping those shoulders down. So you're really engaging this left leg. So really squeeze that bum muscle, that glute. Now you can stay here because this is already quite a challenge. And you can just enjoy that balance, enjoy that tucking. Or if you want, see if you can extend that leg out in front of you, wherever it falls. So it might drop a little bit, that's fine. But see if you can lengthen it. Yes, keep those shoulders down, keep breathing. Keep breathing. And then just slowly release it towards the floor. Super, great work. And then let's just change to the other side. So again, lengthening in that right leg. Let's just bring the left knee in as high as you can. Tucking it really close. Squeezing that right bum cheek. Shoulders down. Great. So again, you can just stay here because this is already a challenge. And if you go off balance, just start again. Nice. And then from there, see if you can lengthen out, using those arms as well if you need. So lengthening, you're squeezing the leg but breathing. Keep holding it. Super. And then slowly release. Really good. Just give them a little shake. And let's go into a nice low lunge. So if you've got sort of bad knees, maybe you want to just put a little cushion or a little jumper underneath. But we're just going to bring this, so I'll do it, I'll mirror you. So bringing that right knee up and then allowing that left leg to come really kind of nice and far behind you. You've got this nice deep lunge. Now, I would say if this is already kind of quite, doesn't feel good, bring the hands down and use those hands straight away as a support. So you can just stay here in this nice kind of lunge. If you want, you can tuck the toes and lengthen, bring the hands off and just enjoy this kind of low lunge. So again, if you're kind of sinking, see if you can lift up a little bit. And if you want to bring the arms up, you can. Keeping the shoulders down. Like a mini little back bend. Opening the chest. Great. And then bringing the hands down if they're up, and just swapping for the other leg. So bringing that left leg up. So again, you want a nice 90-degree bend, and then you're allowing the right leg to go back as far as it can. So again, maybe you want to just stay here using the hands and allowing that gravity to kind of help sink into that hip. But if you want the extra bit of challenge, you can tuck that toe, lengthen into a low lunge, bring the arms up, and go into a mini back bend. But don't worry if you're just staying with the hands down. Just enjoy that hip opening up. Keep the shoulders down. Great. And then releasing the hands and bringing both legs back. And we're just going to bring those hips down and bring ourselves into an up dog. We're just allowing both those hips to sink towards the floor. Squeeze the glutes. Just take the gaze a little bit towards the ceiling. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze those glutes. And then sit back in your prayer pose. So allowing the arms to stay active. They're going to stay out in front of you, but bring the forehead towards the mat. And you're going to sit back on your heels. See if you can really get that bum in contact with the heels. You're lengthening, keeping the arms active. They're stretching out in front of you. And then just bringing the fingertips. So all you've got now is the fingertips on the mat. So you're lifting your hands and lengthening those arms. Nice. And then bringing ourselves back down onto our bellies. Your arms out in front and your forehead on the mat. And we're just going to lift both of our arms and our forehead off the floor. So keeping the feet down, but you're reaching and lengthening with the arms. Lifting the head up. Squeezing the glutes. Breathing. And release. If you want to bring your hands underneath your forehead, you can. And we're going to do the same thing, but just with the legs. So keeping the head down and the arms down, and just raise both legs up. Squeezing those glutes, get the pressure off the lower back. And then release. Give the hips a little shake from side to side. And then we're going to go with all four limbs and your forehead. So as if you're skydiving. You're reaching, but you're keeping those shoulders away from the ears. So you're lengthening the arms and legs, but you're not allowing the shoulders to creep up towards the ears. Nice. Keep breathing. Great. And release. Again, just give the hips a little shake. From side to side. And then again, just tucking the hands and sitting back into your, this time you can do prayer or child pose. So either arms out in front, or you can them by the side. But then your forehead down. And again, just keeping those heels in contact with your bum if you can. And then bringing yourself to sitting, bringing yourself onto your bum. I'm just going to do a nice little boat pose. So just bringing those knees in towards the chest and lifting the toes up off the floor. Lengthening the spine, lengthening the neck, keeping the shoulders down. See if you can find that subtle breathing with that breath. A nice ease with the pose. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And you can stay here if you want, just enjoy this little pose, or you can open bring the legs out, bring the arms out in parallel with the legs. If you want, you can stay here, Or you can see if you can stretch and lengthen those legs up nice and straight. Great, really good. Keeping the shoulders down. Really nice. And then releasing. Taking the hand, keeping your legs nice and long, your hands behind you and the palms, your fingers towards your bum, and then just lift your hips up off the floor. So you're taking the hips towards the ceiling. Yes, that's the one. And breathe, keeping the hips pushing towards the ceiling, and then release. Great, and then lengthening in that nice staff pose. So again, this is your seated mountain pose. So take those toes towards the ceiling. Let's press the backs of the knees in towards the floor. Shoulders down. And from here, just walk your fingers forward as far as they'll go before you feel your spine start to curve. Let's just see if you can keep it nice and straight for a moment. Super. Really squeeze those bum muscles, your glutes. Keep these legs active, so you're pressing the backs of the knees into the mat. Really nice, so you're not trying to force it, but you're just allowing, imagining like with each out breath, you can just creep those fingers a little bit further forward. And then you can relax over, allow the spine to curve, allow the head to hang heavy. Use your elbows on your knees if you need, on your legs rather, if you need to. Walk by the side. And just with each out breath, just feel your, yeah, exactly. Just that weight of your head. Helping you get closer. Squeeze those glutes, press the knees into the back of the floor to see what difference that makes. And keep that breath flowing in and out through the nose. And then just slowly bring yourself back up. Give the legs a little wriggle. And then we're going to do a little, so you've got two choices. We're going to do a little knee stack. So I'm just going to do it with you because it's just easier that way. Don't confuse myself. So you want to stack your right knee on top of your left. So your right knee on top of your left. If that feels like, oh, I can't do that, I can't nowhere near get that, you can just sit cross-legged with the right leg in front of the left leg. So don't worry if they don't sit perfectly on top. You might actually be up here, and that's totally fine. You're just trying to get that right leg on top of the left. I'm bringing these feet out a little bit, so kind of finding the most comfortable position that you can find. Yeah. So start off with lengthening that spine, and we're just going to lean forward into that. You should kind of feel it in the kind of glute of the right leg. So using these arms, these elbows, and just breathing into that. So you can allow the spine to curve and use the head again, yes, as a bit of gravity assistance. But breathing into that hip, into that tightness. Great, and then just slowly bringing yourself up and taking the right hand behind you. So I'm doing it with you, the right hand behind you, and the left hand is coming up and over that sort of that right leg. So your inhale lengthening, so you're kind of twisting towards the right side. Your inhale lengthening the spine, and then exhale, just twisting slightly. See if you can keep your head in line with your chest. So of course you can get your head all the way around, but we're trying to keep that head in line with the chest. So you're inhale, lengthening the spine, and then exhale, just a slight little twist. Really good. And then just releasing that, let's change it on over for the other side. So this time you're going to stack your left knee on top of your right. And if this is too uncomfortable or it pinches the knees in any way, just allow the left leg to come in front of the right leg in a kind of cross-legged position. You've got two options there. And again, don't worry if your knees aren't exactly one on top of the other. Even if that leg's up here, that's okay. So again, lengthening in that spine and then just allowing that weight to come forward. Again, using these hands where you need to. And just see again if you can allow that head to hang heavy. You can really get into that hip. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And breathing into any tightness. Imagining that with each out breath that it's just releasing and relaxing. And then bringing yourself up, taking the left hand behind you, and the right hand is going to come up and over that left leg. So now you're taking your gaze towards that the left side. So you're inhale, lengthening the spine, and then exhale, twisting. Again, see if you can keep your chin, your head in line with your chest. You're keeping that whole upper part of your body together. Inhale, lengthening, and exhale, just a slight twist. Again, see if you can keep those shoulders down away from the ears. Yeah, really nice. And then releasing. Great. Bring yourself onto your back. We're going to go into a nice bridge. So spine nice and long, neck nice and long. Tucking the heels in towards your bum. Palms flat on the floor. Spreading those toes. And then just bring those hips up off the floor. Lengthening the spine. Lengthening the neck rather. Keeping the chin tucked in towards the chest. Pressing your feet into the floor so you can lift those hips just a little bit more. Chest nice and open. Squeezing those glutes. And then just slowly bringing those hips down. Allowing that spine to come down nice and slowly. And we're gonna go again. So again, bringing those hips up off the floor. And you can stay as you are, or if you want to do a leg lift, you can bring that right knee up and then lengthen the leg towards the ceiling. Keep those hips up, use those hands to support. Bringing the right leg down and changing over to the left side. So again, keep those hips nice and raised, bring the knee up and then lengthen the leg. Raise those hips a little bit more if they start to sink. And then bringing the leg down, again, really raise those hips a little bit more and then allow them to slowly sink back towards the floor. If wheel is in your practice, you can go straight into a wheel by bringing your hands side of your ears and lifting into wheel. Or if you want, you can just do another bridge and then bringing those palms underneath, bring them together, or bringing the hands underneath to help support that lower back. In either position, really squeeze those glutes. If you're in full wheel, see if you can lengthen in those arms. Breathing in and out through the nose. And then just slowly again, bringing those hips down, bringing the knees in towards the chest. And give yourself a little rock from side to side. Little circles in the lower back. And then if you want, we're going to take a little twist. So taking the knees over to the left and the gaze to the right. If you want to intensify it, you can just do a little eagle pose with the legs by wrapping the right leg over the left. And then taking the knees over to that side. And then bringing the knees back in, releasing the bind if you're in it, and then taking the knees over to the right and the gaze to the left. If you want to do that bind, just stack the left knee over the right. Just imagining your shoulders sinking into the floor. And again, bringing those knees in, releasing that bind if you're in it. And then just squeezing everything into a tiny little ball. So squeezing your feet together, your knees, bringing the chin in towards the knees. Squeezing, 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 squeezing. And then release. And allow yourself to relax into your Shavasana, your corpse pose. So just now use the floor to just support you. Let everything go. Let your feet, your wrists, your ankles, the glutes. Allow the head to be nice and heavy. Let the belly go. And just melt into the earth. I have a little quote from Hamin Sunim this morning. Breathing is an incredible time machine, bringing our minds from thoughts of the past or future back to the present moment. And when you're ready, just start to bring some awareness back into your body. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And bring some movement into your fingers and your toes. And if you want to take your arms above your head, you can give yourself a nice big stretch. And then just slowly take yourself over to one side. And in your own time, just bring yourself into a nice comfortable seated position. Just keeping your eyes closed. And let's together inhale, take our arms up towards the ceiling. Bring the palms together and then exhale, bring them down towards our heart center. And again, inhaling the arms up. Arms together, exhale, bring them down towards your heart center. And one more time, inhaling. Arms together, exhale, bring them to rest at your heart center. And we'll close our class on 3 Oms followed by Shanti. You can join in the mantra or just listen, inhaling through the nose. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace to our thoughts, peace to our hearts, and peace to the earth. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. We do have meditation in a moment, so we'll come back in a couple of minutes. So if you do want to stay around for the meditation, you can. Otherwise, thank you for joining, and I hope to see you at a session soon. If you are able to donate, you can do that via the website, www.yogawithmariagray.com. And I hope to see you again soon. Thank you very much. Namaste. Hello and welcome to Meditation with Maria. Welcome back if you stayed on after the yoga session, and welcome if you're just joining us. So today's meditation is kind of focused on stillness. So if you just did the yoga class, we're going to take that idea of the breath a little bit further. So kind of that space between the in breath and the out breath. But before we do that, we're just going to have a good old little face massage. So just find yourself in a nice comfortable position. Keep that spine nice and long, shoulders relaxed. And we're just going to just pull some faces to start with. So making that face really big, nice and wide. The eyes nice and open. And then squeeze it and make all the face really tight, super tiny. And again, really big. And then super small. And then just kind of have a little kind of play around. So maybe as if you're chewing a toffee, or you just want to stretch the mouth in different directions. It kind of feels a bit silly, but it's good to kind of keep the muscles in the face really elastic. You don't need face creams or a facelift, or if you do these every day. So you can start to incorporate the tongue a little bit. So again, it's important to keep that tongue nice and strong and massaged. You can stick the tongue out. You can just kind of do some circles with the tongue. Just sort of incorporate it into your silly face stretches. Nice. And then just bring those to a stillness. And then just give the neck a nice little rub. You can kind of start at the top of the ears, kind of just behind the ears, where the jaw is. And you can just gently press with the fingers all the way down the neck. And then back up, or just kind of actually wherever you feel that you need to, just give your face a little bit of a rub, a little bit of a massage. Again, into the tops of the shoulders. Maybe it's actually more at the front, or perhaps for you this morning it's more around the back of the neck. So just spending a few moments just really tuning into that parts of your body that need a little bit of TLC. And actually, if you really want to get into those eyes, you can just bring the tips of the fingers to the tops of the eyes, top of the nose, and then just trace the fingertips across the cheekbones, along, so you're opening the sinuses, and then you're bringing it up, so you're kind of opening the sinuses, and then giving yourself a little mini facelift. Again, it just gets that blood circulating in the under eyes. Keeping the shoulders down. And then let's just do a few eye exercises. We'll do it without the hands this morning. So just allowing those shoulders to be nice and relaxed. Just take the gaze up towards the ceiling and then towards the floor. You're keeping the head nice and still, so it's just the movement of the eyes towards the ceiling and towards the floor. Just do a few little blinks, just close the eyes for a second. And then let's open them and do some gazes to the left or to the right. And then across to the other side. So you're really taking the gaze as far as it can in one direction and then the other, so to the left and then to the right. Keeping the shoulders down, keeping the breath flowing in and out through the nose. Again, just do a few little blinks. Close the eyes just for a moment, allow them to soften and relax. And then let's take some circles with the eyes, so opening the eyes and just taking some really big, slow circles in one direction and then in the opposite direction. Keeping the retina nice and strong and healthy. Again, just do a few blinks and then just close the eyes for a moment. And we're going to do a little eye disco, eye freestyle. So opening the eyes and just allowing the eyes to dart around in different directions. And you don't have to keep that direction continual. You can hold it for a few moments before you change direction. Bring the gaze in towards the center of the nose. Kind of feels a bit weird. And maybe try and get each eyeball to go its separate way. And again, just a few blinks. And close the eyes. And if you want to, just take the thumb and the first finger and just gently massage the top of the eyebrow. Again, so you're not rubbing the eye, but you're just giving it a little massage. Just being careful that you're not rubbing the eye. You're just releasing any tension that's just built up in the eyebrows or into the forehead. Great. And then just allowing yourself to, you can lay down now if you like, or you can stay seated. It's up to you really. Either way, just allow that spine to be nice and long, the neck to be long. Allow the shoulders to sink or to drop. I'm just going to take you through a guided meditation. And we can do a bit of focusing in on the breath. Just stillness, which is the focus of our meditation this morning. We spend so much of our lives filling every moment with something. Doing things, work, home upkeeping, socializing, reading, exercise, cooking, browsing the internet, checking messages, filling our thoughts, filling our bellies, filling every moment of our waking lives. This can cause us to be overwired, which in turn can cause difficulties in concentrating, sleeping, cause anxiety and worry, affect our mood and our overall health. The good news is that we can take small steps to help bring more peace and tranquility into our lives through the power of stillness. Bring now your focus into your breath. Just noticing where you're breathing. Are you breathing in through your nose or into your mouth? If you're breathing through your mouth, just see if you can switch to nasal breathing. Inhaling through the nose and out through the nose. If your thoughts start to wander, it's quite normal. Just bring that focus back into your breath. Inhaling through the nose and out through the nose. Inhaling through the nose and out through the nose. Inhaling through the nose and out through the nose. Take your awareness to the sounds that you can hear. What's the furthest sound you're able to focus on? See if you can tune in to that sound. What's the closest sound that you can focus on? Really listen for a sound that perhaps is coming from you. What can you smell? What can you see whilst your eyes are closed? What shapes or colours? Can you taste anything? What can you feel? What does the surface you are sitting or lying on feel like? How does your skin feel against your clothes? Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Your breath feels light and easy. It is soft. It becomes quieter, almost inaudible. As you breathe in, there is a slight pause, a gap, just before you breathe out. There is then another pause, a gap, just before you breathe in. Inhale through the nose, a pause. Exhale through the nose, a pause. Inhale through the nose, a pause. Exhale through the nose, a pause. Continue to breathe, allowing this pause, this suspension to grow. Enjoy the space, the stillness. And as you start to bring some awareness back into your body, know that at any point you can give yourself a break. You can allow the power of stillness to revive and re-energize you. Bring a sense of peace and calmness to your thoughts by simply stopping. Focus on the breath, your life force, and allow that pause between the breaths to give space just for existing. remembering that you are strong and powerful, beautiful and loving. And if you like, you can start to bring your awareness back and open your eyes, or if you like, you can stay exactly as you are and just enjoy a few more moments of that stillness. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I wish you a really pleasant day. We do have yoga tomorrow at 11. Thank you. If you're able to donate, you're able to do that by the website, which is www.yogawithmariagray.com. Thank you for a beautiful session. As I say, I wish you a lovely Friday, and I do hope the sun is shining where you are. Thank you so much. Namaste.